Are you still writing scripts the old way? Typing out a massive wall of text and just crossing your fingers that the visuals will somehow sort themselves out later? If that sounds familiar, you are likely bleeding hours of time every single week in the editing room. And honestly, you're probably losing viewers too. Well, welcome to this explainer. Today we're diving into an absolute game changer. We call it the Video Script Blueprint. We're going to break down the exact standard format being used right now across the biggest YouTube channels, top-tier commercial productions, and high-end corporate creations. This framework is designed to make your creative process lightning fast, your production way smoother, and your final product infinitely more engaging for the person on the other side of the screen.
Okay, let's dive into this with part one, the two-column blueprint.
This is the absolute foundation of our whole process. It's where the chaos of a blank page actually turns into a roadmap. The absolute crucial step here is physically splitting up your content. You literally have to separate what the viewer sees, so your camera angles, graphics, B-roll, from what they hear, meaning your voiceover and dialogue. By forcing yourself to look at these two distinct elements side by side, you're mapping out the timing and pacing of your entire project before you ever hit record. And this brilliantly illustrates what that looks like in practice. You end up with this incredibly simple yet effective table. Over on the far left, you track the time. In the middle, your visual column dictates, say, a high-energy close-up shot paired with a bold text overlay. Then on the right, your audio column links the host's spoken hook right up with a whoosh sound effect. You're essentially building a literal timeline on a piece of paper, matching every single spoken word to exactly what's happening visually.
Moving right along to part two, hooking your audience instantly.
Now, this stage is absolutely crucial. It is all about viewer retention. Because honestly, if you don't nail this, the rest of your script literally doesn't matter. Look at this 0 to 5 second window. That is the extremely tight time frame you have to grab their attention. Think about how insanely fast people scroll nowadays. If you don't aggressively hook them in those exact first 5 seconds, they're swiping right past you, and that view is gone forever. So how do we guarantee they actually stay? Well, there are a few specific tactics to lock in that retention instantly. You could state the main benefit right out of the gate. You could ask a high-stakes question to spark some major curiosity. Or you could even show the jaw-dropping end result first before you explain how you got there. And hey, consider this a friendly warning. Banish the slow, "Hey guys, welcome back" intro from your vocabulary forever. It's a massive waste of your precious 5 seconds. Just jump right into the value. Let's move to part 3 and see how this builds: visuals, cues, and pacing. Once they're hooked, your script needs to become a full-on roadmap for the production team. It shouldn't just be words for a host to read out loud. It needs explicit visual direction. You gotta be writing down specific shot types. Is it a close-up, a medium shot, a wide? No camera movements like pans or zooms. And crucially, you absolutely must include post-production cues. Think B-roll, text overlays, sound effects. By building all of this directly into the script, you're giving your camera operator and your editor the exact directions they need to create a truly dynamic final product. Now, when we talk about the pacing of your dialogue, keep this number burned in your brain: 130 to 150. That is the ideal estimated spoken words per minute for a standard, highly engaging delivery. You want to write in a way that keeps the flow brisk and energetic, mirroring this fast pace, so you don't lose the momentum you just built up with your killer hook. And if we break that math down even further, it translates to roughly 2 to 2.5 words per second. So why does this matter? Well, by estimating this standard spoken pace, you can actually map out rough time blocks right there in your script. Knowing exactly how many seconds a paragraph takes to say prevents you from rambling and ensures the whole thing keeps moving at a really engaging clip. Now, what's really interesting here is seeing how all this pacing and visual cueing actually comes together in practice. Imagine a quick 3-step flow. Step 1, your script dictates a medium shot of the speaker. Step 2, the second the host starts explaining how to clear out a setup phase, the visual column immediately dictates a switch to a screen capture or a product demo. See what's happening? You are actively pacing the visual changes directly with the audio explanation. It's perfectly synced. All right, bringing us to the final phase, the final call to action. As your script wraps up, whatever you do not just let it fade to black. You have to clearly define the exact next step for the viewer. A clear call to action, or CTA, is absolutely essential for driving engagement. Seriously, don't leave your audience guessing. Tell them exactly what to do next. Maybe that's asking them to subscribe, telling them to click a specific link, challenging them to try the technique you just taught them today, or even asking them to drop a comment below for a part 2. Give them a very clear, direct task.
So let's quickly summarize this beautifully simple process with our 4 core components checklist. Every single successful script needs these 4 pillars mapped out. Number 1, an instant hook in those crucial first 0 to 5 seconds. Number 2, clear visual direction and cues to guide the final edit. Number 3, structured pacing and timestamps to keep things snappy and avoid rambling. And finally, number 4, a clear call to action at the very end to define the viewer's next step. That's the whole shebang.
To wrap things up today, I want to leave you with a provocative question, straight from our source material. What topic or project are you creating this for? Think about your immediate goals right now. Are you gearing up to shoot a snappy 60-second TikTok? Outlining an in-depth educational explainer, or maybe drafting a high-end product promo? Whatever it is, I challenge you to take this 2-column blueprint and apply it to your very next project. It's going to save you hours of time, perfectly align your visuals, and keep your audience completely captivated right up until the very last second.